Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the MTG Arena Run. Today it's a weekend, and we just recently got ranked draft for Core 2019, so without further ado, we're going to crack this one a bit. Basically, I'm just still harvesting more gems, whether I use it on cosmetics. As of now, that's probably a long shot. I'm probably going to use it more for War of the Spark. I'm going to but I will focus as much if there are any of those cosmetics based on competition like the treasure constructed. That's a very good one to get. Well, let's cash this one in and let's see what we start with. Well, nice thing, it also nicely shows you that you can get the animated version of this now. But that said, I'm probably gonna go with Hieromancer's Cage. Open-Ended Graves is very much it's a really big build around. Granted, a lot of your creatures will die, so this could work also, but it's actually an interesting question here. Definitely these two are the ones in contention. Once a decent removal spell removes pretty much everything, the other one's a decent build around. The caveat is this does nothing by itself, and the payoff is not so great. It's like, I trade the creature that's about to die anyway, I get little itty bitty discount. It's nice for attrition, but I'll take the removal for now. I'm not too convinced. I'm all the more not convinced about getting Apex of Power. Gutter Snipe's interesting. It's a bit of a non-bow with this one, but I'm actually gonna speculate on the Gutter Snipe a bit. I've already taken 2 uncommon so far. We could do a white-red aggro. I've already passed 2 rares and a mythic, but I'm willing to go for it. Let's take the Militia Bugler. So we're looking for relatively cheap threats. This one, Shield Mare is okay, because Shield Mare is okay. Act of Treason is kind of okay. Cavalry Drill Master is okay. I'll take the Shield Mare for now. It has a larger butt. Might not take the Lightning Mare though. Who am I kidding? There's really not much of another choice. I could take the Sure Strike or Act of Treason. This is the double red here is kind of killer, but I'll take it for now. Let's see what happens. Okay, got Loxodon Linebreaker, Trusty Pack Beast. I'll take the Hostile Minotaur. At least it having haste is good. Is good enough for me. Guess I will take the Act of Treason now. Not sure if that's gonna get played. Definitely not sure the second one gets played. Trusty Pack Beast. I'm trying to remember if there are any artifacts that do come back. Fine, I'll take one for now. Getting all these nice sounds, but nothing to show for it. Let's take the Recollect. I guess I can take the Revitalize now because it's nice and shiny. Also, I don't really like Catalyst Elemental. Our curve is off really low right now, so that's a good thing. Let's take the Field Strike. Let's see if we can get that. Let's hate out the Oaken Form. Knight's Pledge or Sure Strike. I'm gonna try to stick with more white, so against my better judgment, I'm gonna take the Knight's Pledge. Okay, gets slightly rewarded. Sure, let's take the Aegis. Really bad pick though. And okay, we got a decent rare in Transmorgifying Wand. In fact, nothing much else except for the Goblin Instigator or Mighty Leap. I might as well start taking rares to pay this one back a little bit. Well, since I said I was gonna take rares, I'm gonna take the Banefire. And I got Mythic and Arcades. Nothing else is shining to me. I guess I could take Fire Elemental or Starcrown Stag. It's okay there. I made up for not taking anything in the previous pack. Ajani's Last Stand. Okay, let's just rare draft all the way. Let's take Ajani's Last Stand. I'm pretty sure with our creatures something's gonna die at some point. Heck, we can even Transmorgify one of our own. It's a destroy effect, it's a destroy effect, so that works. Leonin Vanguard. We don't exactly have a life gain effect, but well, it's either that or Dwarven Priest. I already have a full play set of this, so that doesn't matter. I'll take the Dwarven Priest. Knight's Pledge is probably a bit of a dud. Okay, Satyr Enchanter. Let's take the Satyr Enchanter for the side because I might need the 4th copy. Definitely don't want this. I might want the Sure Strike. I probably will take the Inspired Charge. Looking for things that make more creatures. Unfortunately, I kind of passed on a bunch of them. Novice Knights, not exactly what I want. I'll take it. Do I want another Dwarven Priest? Revitalize just draws us cards and gains us life. Not the greatest effect. Fine, I'll take the Novice Knight. Not too fond of it though. Mighty Leap. I'm gonna take the Fire Elemental. We do need a top. We do need at least one top end. I'll also take the Trumpet Blast because we're gunning for that one. Okay. Yeah, I'll take the second Trumpet Blast. I cut that. Take the Dwarven Priest again. Crash True or Knight's Pledge. Take the. I don't want to play either, so I'll just take the Crash True. Sovereign's Bite could use that on the side, I guess. So at least we made up our rares back, but now we need to actually try to win the game. So first bet is Pegasus Courser. Nothing great on red. We didn't get any heroic reinforcements. We definitely want to get the Luminous Bonds now. We are shy on removal. Actually, we have 0 removal right now. Tormenting Voice, that's also a good one. Vine Mare is something I'd like for the collection, actually. I could also just take Explosive Apparatus, Starcrown Stag. No, I'm gonna take the Vine Mare. Let's just go 3 on the horses. Definitely taking the Angel of Dawn. We'll probably cut a Fire Elemental as a result. Don't want another Dwarven Priest. Don't want to. I guess Sure Strike's a good fit here. I might actually cut the Knight's Pledge. Swift Claw's a no-go, but I will take Instigator now. In fact, I'm probably gonna cut the Pack Beast and the Field Creeper. Okay, Stablake Chaplain's okay. I'll take the Stone Quarry. Now Revitalize. Maybe I should just take the Lava Axe. I do need some form of reach. This is one way to reach. It's either that or Revitalize again. I'll just take the Lava Axe. Double cast Lava Axe. Our 3 slots on the low end. I'll probably take the Line Breaker. And I get the better upgrade in Unaki Ogre. So let's cut the Line Breaker. Actually, let's leave it there for now. I want another Inspired Charge. I know I have almost a full set. Okay, fine. Let's take the Inspired Charge again. But I'm probably gonna cut that. Definitely taking the Mighty Leap. Yeah. Sure, why not? And Tolarian Scholar instead of Basic Land. Yeah. Who knew? So we have an interesting white-red aggro, though our curve is high on the tree, and in fact we barely have any 2s. So we still want to have the full 17. Transmogrifying. We actually have a bunch of control, some amount of life gain, only a few pieces of removal. I might just cut the Trumpet Blast. Let's do a check also. Yeah, we need to cut non-creatures. We're way low on creatures at this point. I might even be forced to put a... I could just put the Trusty Pack Beast back. That's another creature. So what do we cut? Aegis, that's very weak. Mighty Leap's better. Knight's Pledge, we cut that. Actually, might need the Knight's Pledge just because we're running Novice Knight. So we still need to cut 5 more non-creature spells. So cutting the Revitalize, keeping the Luminous Bonds. Sure Strike. I might just cut the Inspired Charge altogether. I need to have these 2 effects. You definitely want this as third removal. Cutting the Lava Axe. That dream is kind of gone. Well, this deck is kind of not doing well. Let's cut the Sure Strike because I already have Mighty Leap. Still need to make 2 more cuts here. Act of Treason's gonna go. It's a bit. We have the wand. That's also removal of sorts. We need to keep all our creatures. That's the problem. So I might just cut the inspired charge. Because if I don't cut that, what do I cut? Maybe just cut the Mighty Leap, keep the 2 Knights Pledges, so we have very few combat tricks. It's really just removal and tons of creatures. I'll bite. So not exactly the most inspiring of decks. Yeah, having to put almost every creature we drafted. Yeah, so let's see. What did we get for that? We did get 2 rares that we are playing. So let's see if it's worth it. In the grand scheme of things, I think it's not worth it. But heck, let's just give it a shot. In fact, another thing we can do is we can just use the Mortifying Wand on our own creatures. At least we get creatures with big butts. But this one is not too great. It's a good thing I managed to do another draft earlier, but that was a lot better. Actually, that one's a bit exciting. Oh yeah, and if you've noticed, the Revitalize having the new art, they released a few codes during the Mythic Championship. So there's the code Parallax Potion. How do you spell that? Parallax Potion. It's not, that one's not case sensitive. That one gives you that one gives you the flashier version of Revitalize. And then they also released I typed in Premium Scribe, but I heard Super Scribe also works. Only one of the 2 will work. It gives you a copy. It gives you the flashy version of Ops, so you get the skins, and they give you a copy of the common to boot as well. So okay, so technically when you click cancel and it doesn't do anything, we get something like this. So basically both sides disconnected. That's awfully weird. Welcome to the weirdness. Now, thankfully did not affect our, well, it's a draw, it should not affect. I guess what happened was we connected, something happened on there and they tried to cancel something, and we also tried to cancel, so no harm, no foul. Same thing can't exactly be said of my record, but okay, so we don't get this in turn 2. We have to assume we're never gonna get this in turn 2, but we do get turn 3 Ogre, turn 4 Line Breaker, or alternate. Let's see if we can draw another mountain. So I'm gonna lead off on mountain first. Nope. We could just Ogre into Knight's Pledge, which is asking for removal based on these colors. We might not have a oh, there we got our second mountain. Now, I could just play my own Knight's Pledge, depending on what our opponent plays. Catalyst Element. So, yeah, I'm asking for removal, but let's go for the rush. At the oh, he actually has. I'm trying to. Yeah, I think there's lightning strike, so he might just sacrifice it. Oh no. So our opponent does. So we actually want our shield mirror instead, but that's okay. So next turn we can, depending on what our opponent does, I get the Catalyst Elementals just to pump out something big. So opponent's gonna play a 5 or 6 drop. If we could trade with it, if there's a potential to trade, I'm willing to just play a Johnny's Last Stand. Oh, there's actually a second line of text here. What are the odds the opponent makes us discard a card? Oh, no, he's not. He's gonna discard. Let's see. Now, the correct place to discard Inspired Charge, you don't want to discard the Johnny's Last Stand. Yep, he discards the Inspired Charge. So we are going to play. He equips, so he might crack back. If he doesn't, I'm just gonna play a Johnny's Last Stand and swing, because that will still net us a. That still nets us a 4/4 flyer. So we're trading 2 cards. We still get a creature. And yes, sacrifice. Interestingly enough, Ajani's Last Stand's avatar looks awfully a lot like... Oh, looks like he just copied something. Okay, so we got 5/4. We're gonna just play out Onaki Ogre because that trades. Doesn't have vigilance, but that's okay. We're not planning. We're not planning to defend. Not with this guy anyway. So our game plan here is bring our opponent to at least. I think 2 hits from this one should be enough. Plague Mare. So our opponent can swing. I might just take the hit. We can't block with this one. Yeah, our opponent's just gonna equip. We'll take 7. Race is a little bit closer. We could just choose to... Okay. Slightly risky plan. We can choose to kill the Plague Mare. Swing with these 2. Let's see. If we swing... Yeah, because that takes him down to 3. Then he has to answer... Wait, only need 2. Then we have our last card. So now our opponent has to answer 2 cards. He might have it though. We'll see. He does have exactly 2 cards. Okay, he didn't have the answer. So there we go. So keeping up the M19 with probably the jankiest of blues. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, there. That's better. So let's continue. So meanwhile, in other news, I had quite a bit of a blast playing the Treasure Constructed. I never planned to record it. I didn't plan to record it at all because it tends to be quite miserable. I just realized that I'm playing Gutter Snipe because I have no choice. I needed the creature. Most of my stuff doesn't interact with it. So I kept getting at least 1 win, 1 win. Then near the end, I just said, "Oh, to heck with it." Then I just played one of my old Merfolk decks. Okay, there's a problem I have right there. So I play one of my old Merfolk decks and I hit 5-0 with that one. That one is really lucky. So we get the Omen Speaker. We'll probably run with... probably means our opponent's slightly land shy. He opened... Oh no, he has his land. So... I'm actually gonna just lead off with Lightning there. Force our opponent to have a shock. Or something big. He's probably gonna just attack with this one since we can't block it, so no blocks. What's that? Okay, this is interesting, but I'm not gonna commit the Knight's Pledge to this one. I'm just gonna swing first. Then let's lead off with... We'll lead off with the line breaker. Most of the buffs here are not enchantment based, so we're gonna lead up. We only need enough to hit this one. Well, good bait. So we're waiting for opponent to drop something big. We can hit it with luminous bonds. Oh, aren't we glad we did not shoot this guy up yet? So, opponent's playing some level of control here. No extra lands yet. I'm scared of a second exclusion mage, so I might just lead off with... I'm gonna lead off with the ogre first. It will at least discourage this one from attacking. If he attacks with the exclusion mage, it's fine, I'll take the hit. So no blocks. Don't need to worry about spectacle here. When he plays another omen speaker, he can and I'm trying to remember if there's... No, there is disperse, so that's another thing I have to consider. I could lead off with lightning mare. Okay, not. Change of plans. I actually want to lead off with lightning mare. See what our opponent does. Then I'm gonna lead off with Knight's Pledge. See if he's got a response. Could be a negate. Hopefully it's a negate. Can't cancel. Perfectly fine. So that means I do nothing, take another hit. Next turn we have the Angel of the Dawn mana. So opponent is cancel heavy. He's gonna buy back one counter spell, so this is my window of opportunity. I'm gonna swing with these two. He's gonna take 4. I'm willing to trade the Salvager and the Omen Speaker for the Ogre. Vigilance is actually kind of helpful. Okay, he's this. Okay, yeah, that's the correct order. At least we have a blocker now. We have to play around the cancel. Actually, we can just choose to do absolutely nothing. Well, let's give him some cancel bait. Seven and 6. Yeah, there's a key difference. So now I only need 2 hits with Angel. And I can start playing out my other stuff. Our opponent is forced to play their stuff first. So Child of Night. So he's probably gonna gain some life back. Motivator. Can't tap that just quite yet. He's still holding a cancel mana. Let's make him use that cancel. There's the cancel, so we'll let that resolve. Now to annoy the heck out of him with Luminous Bond's Child of Night, so he never gains the life back. Then we just swing with Angel of the Dawn. Now he's forced to answer the Angel, in which case I can use... Well, it'll take a while to get there. Say beyond. Target opponent discards a card, draw a card. Discard the Pegasus. Okay, I don't think he can't cast anything. Well, there is Duress actually, but we're going for the Hieromancer's Cage. Take out the Symbiont. Yeah, that's good game. So let's make sure to click the correct. Well, the nice thing now is that they give you a prompt. Oh, you're clicking one of your own things. That's not the intended plan. Are you sure? So at least they give you that prompt now. So So you'd have to be really quick or really careless to make that mistake now. But then again, sometimes, yeah, it's nice to have that extra prompt just to be sure. That's actually the one problem that plagues MTGO. Tons of misclicks can happen. So that prompt is really, really helpful. So far 2-0. Managed to gain control. I'm sorry, our opponent could have swung a bit. No, our opponent could not. The creatures had a lot of utility. We just managed to avoid that. So Novice Knight that does nothing into a Pegasus Courser to Luminous Bonds. We have both colors. Okay, I'm willing to keep this. This one's a bit of a risk. I think we still have 2 copies of Knight's Pledge. But this is probably one game we're going to lose if we keep drawing any more lands beyond this one. Opponent's Grasping Falcon. Okay, I'm gonna play the red now because that doesn't matter. We want to have at least the option to play Lightning Mare if we do get to draw it. Pegasus Courser does absolutely nothing. Well, it does block Wrestwing Falcon. Now here comes the inevitable Knight's Pledge. Or Combat Trick. Okay, there's probably no Combat Trick. Well, we did get one pledge. Let's see what our opponent has in response. Now, if our opponent has Plummet, that's probably a bad thing. I might need to reconsider attacking with Pegasus Course. It is a 1-turn different. Oh, okay. Our opponent just lagged on mana. So, that's a bit unfortunate, but good for us, I suppose. Keep it up. Now, I guess I'm already at the point now that I have no choice but to buy a new microphone. It's already come to the point where everyone's already saying that your voice is a bit too low, and I guess I kind of agree. This microphone is really old. I bought it back in the old days just to get it to work with Viber. Works perfectly fine with Viber, but apparently not much of anything else. This one's an auto mulligan, no action at all. Literally just 2 cards that are reactive. Okay, at least we got some action, so I'm willing to keep. So I'm gonna lead. Okay, Dwarven Priest. I'll keep that one. Because we want to have at least more action on the get-goes. I might just play the Trusty Pack Beast. Yet to open up on the wand yet. Okay. So as usual, I'm gonna lead off on. I probably might lead on the Double Mountain. Actually, kind of meaningless. Yeah, just lead on the Double Mountain. The only thing that opens on Double White is Shield Mare, and I don't have it in hand. Daybreak Chaplain. Let's just play the Ogre to dissuade. It forces our opponent to play the Knight's Pledge now, so at least if they do that, we have the Luminous Bonds back up. Nice and shiny bonds. Well, this one you get from the Starter Styles code. Yeah, this one's Starter Styles code. So Ajani's Pride Mate. There's a Shield Mare we can't play. I might just Luminous Bonds the Ajani's Pride Mate now, so as big as it grows, it doesn't matter. So yeah. Opponent's on 4 colors, so this is also mishmash. We should expect a lot of good stuff. Wrestwing Falcon. Okay, maybe not quite yet. Infernal Scarring. Ooh, that's nice. So he gains life. At least that's 1 threat down. So tree. I need something that responds well. So 2/4 should be just fine. You kind of want to play the others first, but you need to have some blockers, and I'm not exactly fond of holding this guy back. Unfortunately, after this, our only other removal is the wand, and let's just block this one, no choice. At least, even though he's gaining life, we're not the ones being tagged for damage. This one seems to might be stuck on mana. Okay, Gift of Paradise, even more life gain, so he's not gonna have a mana problem. At least we got rid of it. Alright, mid. Shield Mirror, Trusty Pack Beast, Pegasus Courser. None of them really matter. Let's play the Shield Mirror. Let's swing with this guy. Now we can double block the Daybreak Chapel. So hopefully we get another mana so we can take Angel of the Dawn. So this one deals combat damage to the player, so click on West Wing. Yeah, he's gonna hold it back. I am willing to swing the Ogre into that, so because that takes out 2 of his cards for our 1. Or, better yet, so because that's exiled, the Infernal Scarring does nothing. Swing for all in, and now we have a race. We still want 1 more mana. Epicure of Blood, but he's lost his life gain engine. So we got that one. I might just try to trade with the Epicure. Yeah, let's trade with the Epicure for now. Then I'll probably just lead off on Trusty Pack Beast. He's not. Okay, because the next plan now is... Okay, that changes things. Let's play Pegasus Courser. We know we're playing Angel of the Dawn next, so we can pretty much swing with everything. Opponent is... Yeah, it's literally 5 color. Curious what the... This could Opponent's probably playing a literal stipulation rare draft. And I want to see what rare did he take in order to get to this point. Because so far, all the creatures he's played are... Sacrifices that, sure, draws more cards. He won't attack with Rustwing Falcon, so... I might still end up just offering the trade. I'll probably swing with the Shield Mare and Pegasus Courser, swing into Ogre, force the trade, play out the Trusty Pack Beast. If he swings now with the Rustwing Falcon, okay, he's not gonna swing now. Okay, there's an alternative. So we're playing the Dwarven Priest first. Add our life total a bit before we sacrifice it. So yeah, I want to force the trade with Epicure, so I'm willing to take that down. Okay, there we go. So our opponent has to answer more or less our entire board. Nicol Bolas, Ravager. Okay, that takes out this card. It's lucky that we've always had 1 extra card. Now our opponent has 2 blockers. We need to have... He needs to produce 2 more blockers. With the mana he has, I think he can produce 1 more. Oh, this can't be blocked by red creatures, so... Okay, that's it. Actually, this one's quite unnecessary. But I want it to be a little bit sure. Yeah, that's it. So we managed to overwhelm our opponent's board with literally subpar creatures. I wouldn't call them subpar. They're but they're definitively average. So 4 wins, doing quite well. Opponent's mana base is quite interesting. I think he splashed pretty much just for nickel bolas. The deck was primarily white-black, so it's probably got the nickel. And since he has the Gift of Paradises, he probably got the nickel bolas early. Had to pivot to white-black much later, which is not so great considering that you're splashing quite a bit. Okay, hello Rakdos. Actually, I think I remembered running into this guy. So, turn 2 Instigator, turn 3 Gutter Snipe, turn 4 Ogre. Or actually, turn 3 Ogre is another possibility. I'm keeping this. Again, well, since everything's red here, I'm gonna just lead off on Mountain. I could lead off on Plains next if I don't draw the light. Okay, let's lead off on Plains next. Now it's a shame if I have to play the Luminous Bonds now on whatever he... Okay, thankfully there's nothing there. I'm trying to remember if Essence Scatter is in this format. There's Bone to Ash, so I don't think there's Essence Scatter. Let's just lead with the Ogre. Then, okay. Yeah, usually if you have a specialized counter spell, you probably don't have a regular one. So let's leave that out. Lead on Gutter Snipe. So we managed to... Okay, so here's the cancel bait. Counter spells are good and all, but you do want to have something early to block things. Gallant Cavalry, that does things. So if I play Knight's Pledge, the Ogre just dies. So I'm gonna just play... I'm gonna play Linebreaker. Do nothing. Slightly a bit of a risk. Ooh, back-to-back Cavalry. This might be a problem for us. Okay, not when they're attacking. So let's trade out the creatures that get outclassed. Problem is they all have vigilance. I could actually swing with this one too. Hope to see which one sticks. I could still suit it up with Knight's Pledge just to get past this token, but it's a bit scary. I actually might just suit... Well, there's a Banefire for 2. Force the trade. It's either I force the trade with this or I force the trade with something else. You know what? Let's just suit this up. Oh shoot! I could have burned the token too. Okay, fine. Let's see if he trades it off. Okay, he did not accept the trade, which is quite interesting. So I get to save the Banefire for another day. That's weird. He's also not attacking with the Priest. I think he's about to do something to it. Well, do something my Ogre is just fine too. Okay, so gives us that. It'll be interesting if I end up just putting Luminous Bonds on the Dwarven Priest. So I take a bit of that. I'll take 6 damage from it. Actually, I think I'm fine with it. So first, Luminous Bonds here. So swing with this one. We'll take the 6 later. Plan now is just to burn our own Ogre. could also legitimately just play a Johnny's Last Stand, so there you go. Oh, you can't play a Johnny's Last Stand, so really needed one more mana just to make this non-counterable. Okay, let's swing first. Maybe we could bait something. This amount of mana is... Oh wait. Let's see. Okay, he's not going to do something. Invoke. Ooh, nice. And he gains life too. Kinda wish I had that. So yeah. Well, at least... Well, at least we're not being ticked down too badly. I take it back. We're gonna be ticked down really badly. So, Trusty Pack Beast does nothing for us. Pegasus does nothing for us also. Okay, fine. Let's just play this. Yeah, we're probably gonna lose this one. Having to answer back-to-back Gallant Cavalries. And these are commons too. Well, it's a shame I never got to them. Pretty sure I did skip past that. So can we... And another Dwarven Priest. So our opponent had the right idea with the life gain plan. We can gain some life too. We can take 3... No. I can... We can take 3 once, but that's about it. This one's a lost game. That switcheroo was kind of backbreaking. It's a very good card if you have to give it credit. One still has a full grip too, so that one's... Okay, so we never did get... Yeah, we never got that extra land. The Invoke the Divine was also quite backbreaking too. Between the life gain and using the token. Okay, no attacks. Let's see if we could survive a little longer, which is highly unlikely. Heck, even Lava Axe would have done nothing. And there's the Luminous Mars. Good game. So, what went wrong with this game? I guess we got... Kinda hard to say. Maybe suiting up the Ogre was not the right plan. Actually, I should have burned the token. If I burned the token, then suited up the Ogre, he'd been forced to play something else before he could switcheroo. Yeah, no, he would have ended up just switching with the Dwarven Priest, in which case I'd have the Luminous Bond still ready. Well, he would have had to invoke eventually, but it would have taken more time. I could have played around that. Yeah, so what I thought was a lucky slip on that part. Yeah, I should have known something was up when our opponent did not willingly exchange. Okay, turn 3 Gutter Snipe into a Knight's Pledge maybe. Yeah, Gutter Snipe never panned out as instant and sorcery. I might actually sub in a bunch of instants and sorceries just to get him rolling. Yeah, I'll play the mountain first. Though it's kind of meaningless since I don't have a second mountain. Marauder's Axe, thankfully that takes a while. Am I willing to lead an Ogre again? Depends on what creature opponent plays. Drillmaster, okay, he's gonna suit that up. Doesn't have first strike, so I will lead on Gutter Snipe. Opponent also appears to be slightly... Okay, not stuck anymore. But if he just equips this, I'm gonna trade. Vulcan form? That's a problem. So, now I swing... Okay, there we go. So now I lead on Onaku Ogre. Then swing with Gutter Snipe. So at least we could block this one, barring any removal. Which is asking too much. It's a 400 Luminous Bonds after all. could just play the Dwarven Cleric, but yeah, just... Okay, let's play another Fire Elemental. Get hit by the guaranteed Luminous Bonds. At least we can gain some life off the Dwarven Priest if it goes around that way. Another Oaken Form. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'll take. So first we play Dwarven Priest. Thankfully this does not have trample, so let's gain some life back. Second, we'll play Knight's Pledge. So now our opponent has to think. He might just equip. Okay, no, it's not equipping, but I am forced to block. We have at least one additional blocker. Let's see if he produces another creature. We need Sentinel. Okay, we can run over that. Highland Beam. It'll be a 2-for-1 trade. So he has to trade both. So he goes back up to 5 life. So Courser plus Gutter Snipe will do it. So at least I still have one more blocker. That will not do it. I have a flying... That will not do it. My guys are going to fly. So we managed to... Get this. There's that too. Yeah. Clicking. Yeah, the Inspire Charge was unnecessary, but we drew it, so I might as well play it. So not too bad. 5 wins, 1 loss. So we have a 1 loss cushion. It's an uncommon. Departed. Okay, at least I completed the set. So doing quite well in draft. And even the one I lost, that one was quite close. So at least we're not plagued by mulligan issues. We're not plagued by card draw. I think I just jinxed myself. It's all gonna go downhill from here. But otherwise, we're doing quite well in this one, all things considered. Yeah, aggro is still the best policy. If you force your opponent to answer you. Granted, there are times they do get the good answer and then we're in trouble. So, yeah, 3-drop, 3-up. I'm willing to keep this. We have a good number of we only have a few creatures that don't have 2 powers, so we should be okay with Militia Bugler. Again, I'm still gonna lead off on these 2 because I still might draw Lightning Mare. Opponent beats on Greenwood Sentinel, so I will lead an Ogre next. We'll take the hit. Let's hope. Oh, 3 color. If this were constructed, I'd be scared. As it is... Okay, so our opponent has some big stuff to ramp into. That might be a problem. Okay. So first, let's play the... And to Shieldmare... It's a shame we never got to play the wand. Let's see. Next turn, you're playing 4. Trying to optimize my play so I can play this and Knight's Pledge. Okay, opponent did nothing. Let's see if our opponent... There's the Bone to Ash, which is perfect. Even if... Because at least that was the least committal card. Now watch me get 2-for-1 with this one, on this. This is the color that's most likely capable of dealing with the 4-5. Is that murder mana? Yeah, it looks like murder mana. Okay. Oh no, it's a scanner. Okay, so it's not murder mana. Okay. Okay, so 5 mana. Probably gonna lead off on the gutter snipe. I'm gonna hold off on the ogre a bit, as long as our opponent hasn't traded yet. Might be slightly premature for our opponent to be chump blocking. Whistling boar. Okay, so now he can chump block this one. He might just chump block this one, in which case, yeah, I'll willingly trade it for the boar. Okay, no, he's trading that, which is quite fine too. Still slightly mana flooded for our troubles. And it's gotta have an answer. Witch's Caress. Yeah, that will do it. I will trade with the Greenwood Sentinel now. Just getting awfully flooded, so we're unless we draw into more action, we just used up all our actions, so we're probably gonna lose this one if we don't draw into any more. And proceed to watch our opponent start dropping all their big threats. Opponent's thinking something, so they definitely have a plan. Okay, so I'm willing to trade the ogre for the sovereign. I trade anything for a non-land. So let's see, we got 8, 10. We got 7 more lands in this deck. Aviation Pioneer, yeah, we're gonna be beat down by flyers. We have we have 2 flyers. One of them won't answer Sovereign, the other one also won't answer Sovereign. Yeah, we need one of our enchantments to at least deal with Sovereign. Hounds of Wild Wood, yeah, that's a problem. Dwarven Priest, not quite. The problem also is if I swing... He just buys it back, equips it here. But he's probably never gonna attack with this anyway now that I played Dwarven Priest. Yeah. I'm willing to go for the trade as disadvantageous as it is, because our opponent is never going to attack into our board. Yeah, so 5, 6. Yeah, we're dead next turn. Well, that was worth a shot. And I'm actually quite happy with the 5 wins. Yeah, the math did not change, so opponent's probably gonna play something big if he didn't bother to buy it back and equip it immediately. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. And our opponent even had the counter if it was a creature threat. Let's see, if it's cancelled... Oh no, let's just buy it back. Okay. So he did have murder after all. Okay. So, not quite great, but... And he even has Vivian Reed. This might as well be a constructed deck.
You can't stop nature.
Yeah, you're just missing all the cards from Guilds of Ravnica. Well, props to you. You did assemble a pretty good one. So there it is. 5 wins, 2 losses. Yeah, that's still kind of. Let's see. I remembered saying that. that no, it's $1 to 200 gold. 1,000 gem. 200 gems. 1,000 gold is to 200 gems. I spent 5,000 gold. I've made 3. Well, I did open 3 packs plus worth of it, so yeah, I guess I did make enough of it back. Still waiting on our phantom opponent, so oh, there it is. And it's diamond, so I guess this might be the last game right here. So we lead off on Lightning Mary. Let's see if we can get the Knight's Pledge on it. So the game plan is Lightning Mare, Knight's Pledge, Hostile Minotaur next turn after that. So I'd like to see our opponent play blue. Nope, that's black. With this in mind, scary to play Knight's Pledge considering this is prime removal colors. Let's see if our opponent's willing to trade. Or you know what? Never mind. Let's go big or go home. So our opponent will gain some life back. Well, given our opponent's ranking, he's definitely not a lesser opponent. I wouldn't be surprised if he just murdered it Lightning Mare right now. Definitely has another creature. Oh. Luminous Bonds. Okay, so that answers it too. We have our own Luminous Bonds. So let's keep up the aggression. So we get to trade back and forth on life. Let's just see if our opponent has a follow-up threat. Plague Mare. Okay, does nothing. In fact... Okay, we'll play we'll play Gutter Snipe first. Swing with the Minotaur. Wait, there is... Okay, thankfully he didn't have that. I'm trying to... I think... No, Mighty Leap is it. So... Yeah, between Lit... Yeah, we got ruined the last game by Lich's Caress. Now our opponent is on that mana range. We have Transmog... Okay, willing to trade. I'm now actually willing to just play the wand. Yeah, perfect. So we'll play the wand. Swing. I can only activate this anytime I can cast a sorcery, so that's no. Yes, I want to target my Lightning Mare. It's not quite doing anything. And still can't block the Plague Mare. And we might actually be in a bit of a tight pickle based on how we use this. I suppose our opponent's just not gonna. Yeah, he won't. He could swing, but he probably won't. He might just play something. Oh, Sovereign Fight. Okay, like that. That's fine. Probably chooses not to block. Okay, that's interesting. Opponent probably has something we can bind. Okay, that's fine too. Yeah, let's take that. So Transmogrifying Wand cancels out every Luminous Bonds our opponent has. Sovereign's Bite, so Yeah, he's gunning for it. Let's play the ogre. It's probably the only thing that's gonna block. Opponent's probably drafted all the Sovereign's Bites, which is a good way to lead against a slow mid-range deck. It's a way to get reach. Yeah, this is much better than Lightning Axe. Forced to block regardless, so I will block. I just need to slip. He probably has to play another creature. If he doesn't play another creature, it's Luminous Bond's game over. There we go. Man, it was a very close one. Yeah, we managed to dodge that one. So now this is definitely the last game. It's win or lose. Quite happy what we got, but let's see if we can get another win. So holding off just fine. I know some people just exclusively play constructed. They don't really play draft. You're afraid that you don't get much control. You're at the mercy of the cards and whatnot. I also think that it's one of the greater equalizers. So this one's awfully scary. We have a turn 2 Lightning Mare. One more land gets us a turn 3 Ogre. But everything else is expensive. Well, I did say... Okay, let's... At least we have a turn 2 plan. And our opponent just mulligans, so we might be able to... We might be able to take advantage of this. So, okay. So preferably we draw a white source soon. Okay, not yet, but at least Onake Ogre is live. Okay, we got our white source. So Lightning Mare. We're not playing Shield Mare, but we will play the Ogre next turn. What's mono green? Yeah, let's go aggro. We have the Hieromancer's Cage next turn, so we should try our best to shave off as much life from our opponent as we can. I'm starting to think our opponent is stuck on mana. He's not mono green. If that's the case, it's it is slightly unfair. But we got 9. Yeah, that's 9 damage. We can pump for 10. Opponent's gonna play Gigantosaurus. We're gonna play Hieromancer's Cage. I would really want to know what these other cards are. He's literally mono green. Did our opponent just keep a hand of all fours just because Giganosaurus is there? Well, to be fair, our opponent could not have known that we had the removal in hand. And we only had like what, 2 copies that could absolutely remove a 10/10. But I was willing to just keep trading into it. So there you go. Whew, that was a good win. So we managed to again, very close, but the other games, well, the second loss was not quite close. It was really our opponent in control. But there you go. That's it for this run. It was really, really nice. Now I open Heroic Reinforcements. Hungry Hiders. So that's it for this episode, the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. Let's... Ooh, okay. So again, I normally schedule my videos like before the to release before the weekend and right after the weekend. I do my recordings in between, and well, we're just gonna keep chugging along. Next up, it's either Azorius or Celestia, the starter decks. I'm gonna probably do the Azorius next. It's a cleaner run through to Celestia. Then basically that, then Gruul. Then after that, we'll probably be very close to War of the Spark. So we'll just keep that alternating schedule, and everything's just fine. So that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care.